Hi everyone, welcome back. We've been doing a lot of videos on how to do things. I guess one of the real important video that we should be doing is the maintenance. Your everyday maintenance on stuff. One of the big things, one of the first things we want to make sure is your filter system's running for a long enough time to chlorinate the pool. So one of the things you want to check, this is gonna not do too easy. I don't know if you can see this, but this particular one, here we go. It's a 2-speed pump. So it runs on high speed from 7 in the morning to 7:30, a half hour on high speed. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna get the water moving fairly quickly and circulating the water after it's been sitting at still all night long. And then from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night, it runs on a low speed at 12 hours. So the pump will run slow. It filters really nice and slowly through the filter. This particular filter is it's a Hayward sand filter, but actually inside of it is glass media, and the glass media is actually this is nice and clean for you. The glass media actually filters equivalent to a cartridge filter. So, and it's a TriStar 2-speed pump. And this particular pool has a spillover spa with it also. So, chemistry, first off, was the running time. So filtration, the water will filter properly through that. Your turbo cell, chlorinating. So your salt level is on a proper level as we go over it with you. You always want to keep your ideal salt level from 2,800 to 3,200 parts per million. At that point, at 2,800, you want to add a bag of salt. This particular pool, we may want to add 2 bags of salt when it gets down to 2,800. That will probably bring it up to the 3,200 parts per million. So, with the salt being said, we know it's generating chlorine. Now, the chemistry part of it. For all you local B&L people, it's always great to see a happy face down at the store. Chris and Mike always love seeing people come down and get your water tested. This water, you can see, it's crystal clear. They test the water on a monthly basis. Actually, we do it every other week. Every 2 weeks, we test this water down at the pool store, down at B&L Pools, 303 North Main Street, Uxbridge, Mass. And they run it through the computer. It's a spin lab. And they shoot out a nice printout. And it tells us if we need to add stabilizer, alkalinity, pH minus or pH plus, calcium decreaser, and a little bit of shock. But you, as a homeowner, should typically probably do a weekly test with your test strips. Okay, your AquaCheck test strips. These are going to test your pH, your chlorine, your alkalinity, and your stabilizer. So they're the 4 most important chemicals in the pool, but you don't test calcium. There's another test that's really important, is phosphates. As you can see, there's grass really close to this pool. When people fertilize their pools, the fertilizer goes in, creates a lot of nitrogen and phosphates into the water, and you have a very big problem with phosphates. You're not going to be able to hold chlorine, and not holding chlorine, you're going to actually create a lot of algae in the pool. So high phosphates will take care of it. We'll do that quite a bit. Weekly test, we just come down, we'll give this a nice little dip in the pool. We hold our strip up, and then knock this over, and we'll compare it. pH level looks pretty good. It's just about at the low range of that. Chlorine, I can see, is nice and purple. That's a 3. That's awesome, especially when the weather starts getting warm and the pool starts getting really warm. It's going to hold a nice chlorine in there. Your alkalinity is actually really good, but that stabilizer is just a little bit low. So we got a little bit more stabilizer here. We're going to dump that stabilizer in and kick that level up a little bit. If you happen to see your chlorine level a little low, we use, down at B&L Pools, we use this shock. It's a sodium dichlor, which is very safe to throw into the pool. You don't ever want to throw any typical shock into the pool. There's other ones out there that's calcium hypochlorite. If you throw that directly into the pool, it could actually burn your liner. So you want to dilute it and dump it through your filter system as it's diluted. If the water happens to get cloudy, a really, really good product that we carry down in the store is Natural Chemistries. This is pool first aid, but we use, when you open your pool, you use a spring and fall. There are a bunch of other natural chemistries. Is for these pools, for saltwater pools, there's a monthly kit, which is really, really good. A saltwater monthly kit. I've already dumped this one in to this last week. I do it at the first of the month. Every month we dump the saltwater monthly kit into the pool, and that's a great time to actually go down and get your water tested at the same time. Once you dump the saltwater monthly kit into the pool, take a water sample, bring it down to the B&L Pools and have them test it, and then pick up your next month for your monthly saltwater kit. It's always good to put at least 3 to 4 months of the monthly kits in the pool, and inside that kit actually has some good stuff in there. One of it is actually a phosphate remover, so it prevents the phosphates from building up that you don't realize it. And it has a natural enzyme remover, which takes care of the body oils, suntan lotions, and everything like that. And it has a scale preventer, so when the inside the turbo cell, it could get some scaling in there, and that will actually help prevent the scaling. This is the little bottle that you want to take. You can grab one of these down at B&L Pools. That's the address, telephone number, website. Everything is right there. So chemistry is really important, and having it tested once a month is the bare minimum. Professionally tested once a month. If you could do it twice a month, that's even better, and you'll always never have to worry about your pool going cloudy. You got a pool party coming up, you got 25, 50, 75 people, if you know 75 people, show up to your house and have a pool party. The last thing you want to do is have a cloudy looking pool. People walk in your backyard and go, geez, nice pool. Well, sorry, it's cloudy. And then you kind of look like a fool. So having it tested doesn't take much time out of your way, especially those people that come from a little further away from the Blackstone Valley area. We ask just to come out once a month for us. We just had a customer come over from Boston. He lives in Milton, and his local pool company really wasn't testing the water that well, and lo and behold, he had a high calcium problem, and it ruined his pool heater and his T-cell, his turbo cell. So he's actually replacing his pool heater really soon because it calcified up and it clogged it, and we can't get the clog out because it's deep inside the water piping of it. So there's no other way to do that. His T-cell, at least we were able to run an acid wash through it and cleared the calcium build out of that. But the other pool company really didn't know how to test saltwater pools. So I guess in the short is definitely feel free to go down to the pool store, 303 North Main Street, Uxbridge, and see Chris and Mike, and they'll be more than happy to test that water for you as many times as you want. We actually have a customer comes down every Friday, and his pool is perfect every day. It looks immaculate. And his thing is he doesn't want to have people over his house on the weekends, and his pool looks cloudy, and he'll be embarrassed. So he does it once a week. And typically he walks in and walks out with no chemicals. At the beginning of the season, he buys a little bit of chemicals, but at the end of the season, it's all good. So hopefully this helps you a little bit with the chemical part of it. Definitely please come down and visit us, and bring you a small sample of water and get it critiqued by Chris and Mike. and it'll look really good for you on your next pool party. Hope to see you down there, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Enjoy the videos.